Hello students, in this video we are going to study contour integration of type 2 and type 3. First complete the contour integration of type 1 video and then come to this video. Now let us discuss about type 2. Type 2 will be of the form integral minus infinity to plus infinity p of x divided by q of x dx. Now see the figure. From the figure, C is nothing but the boundary of the semicircular region in the upper half and the real axis minus r to r. Now, consider the integral over C f of z dz, where C is the boundary of the semicircular region in the upper half of the complex plane, bounded by C1, the semicircular arc of the circle mod z equal to r, and the radius minus r to plus r. Then integral over C f of z dz will be equivalent to integral minus r to plus r f of x dx plus integral over C1 f of z dz. Now let us see the problem. See the first problem. Evaluate integral minus infinity to plus infinity x square dx by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4 by using contour integration. In the integral, the limit varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, and the numerator is a function of x and denominator is a function of x. So we can conclude that this is of type 2. By replacing x by z, we can write f of z as z square by z square plus 1 into z square plus 4. Based on the idea which is given there, it is integral over c f of z dz equal to integral over c1 f of z dz plus integral minus r to r f of x dx. Mark this as equation number 1. You should remember this like a formula. By applying Cauchy's residue theorem, it is easy to evaluate integral over c f of z dz. So if you want to apply the concept of Cauchy's residue theorem, you need to identify the poles. So z square plus 1 into z square plus 4 equal to 0 gives the values as z is equal to plus or minus I, z is equal to plus or minus 2i. Here we are getting 4 values. Out of these 4 values, only the positive values alone will lie inside the contour C, since because we are dealing about the upper half of the circle. So, z is equal to minus I and z is equal to minus 2i will lie outside the contour C. Now, we are going to calculate the residue for z is equal to I and z is equal to 2i. So, residue for I is I by 6 and residue for 2i is minus I by 3. Then by Cauchy's residue theorem, integral over c f of z dz will be equivalent to 2 pi I times of sum of the residues. We have the values for 2 residues. So that is 2 pi I times of I by 6 minus I by 3, which gives the answer as pi by 3. So as r tends to infinity, value of the integral over c1 f of z dz approaches 0. This is by Cauchy's lemma. This you should remember, and this is very important, and you should show it in the problem. Therefore, equation 1 becomes integral over c f of z dz will be equivalent to integral over minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. This term has gone because this is going to become 0 as r approaches infinity. So now this is equivalent to pi by 3. Therefore, the value of the integral minus infinity to infinity x square dx by x square plus 1 into x square plus 4 is equal to pi by 3. See the second problem. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity dx by x square plus 1 the whole square by using contour integration. So now the limit is from 0 to infinity. Instead of minus infinity to infinity, it is given as 0 to infinity. So we are going to consider as minus infinity to infinity, and by replacing x by z, it is f of z is equal to 1 by z square plus 1 the whole square. Using the same idea, integral over c f of z dz is equal to integral over c1 f of z dz plus integral minus r to plus r f of x dx, marking this as equation number 1. And by applying the concept of Cauchy's residue theorem, we need the concept of poles, that is equating the denominator of f of z equal to 0, z square plus 1 the whole square equal to 0 gives the value of z is equal to plus or minus I, and it is been repeated twice since because of this whole square term. And the positive values lies inside the contour C, negative value lies outside the contour C. So now Z is equal to I, it is a pole of order 2 which lies inside C. Using the residue formula, residue of I is equal to limit Z tending to I 1 by 1 factorial d by dz of Z minus I the whole square into 1 by Z plus I the whole square into Z minus I the whole square. Z minus I the whole square will get cancelled, and differentiating 1 by Z plus I the whole square and applying the limit as Z tending to I, we get the answer as 1 by 4I. By Cauchy's residue theorem, integral OC f of z dz is equal to 2 pi I times of sum of the residues, that is nothing but 1 by 4I, which gives the value as pi by 2. Again, by Cauchy's lemma, as r tends to infinity, integral OC1 approaches 0. So, integral OC f of z dz will be equivalent to integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. So, we already know the value of this. Therefore, the value of integral over f of x dx will also be equivalent to pi by 2. Therefore, integral minus infinity to infinity dx by x square plus 1 the whole square equal to pi by 2. But we need the value of the integral 0 to infinity. By using the concept of even function, we can rewrite this as 2 times of integral 0 to infinity dx by x square plus 1 the whole square. Therefore, integral 0 to infinity dx by x square plus 1 the whole square will be equivalent to pi by 4. So, here are the tutorial problems. You can solve these two and you can verify the answers. Now, we will go to type 3. Type 3 will be of the form integral minus infinity to infinity f of x cos mx dx or integral minus infinity to infinity f of x sin mx dx. Again by the same concept, and you have to remember this like a formula. See the first problem. Evaluate integral 0 to infinity x sin x by x square plus a square dx for a greater than 0. Consider integral minus infinity to infinity x sin x by x square plus a square dx. This is equivalent to 2 times of integral 0 to infinity x sin x by x square plus a square dx, since because this is an even function. Numerator is an even function and denominator is an even function, therefore put together it is an even function. So now replacing x by z, we will get f of z is equal to z into sin z by z square plus a square. Sin z is nothing but the imaginary part of e power z, e power I z. So I am just replacing that sin z by e power I z. Finally, I will be taking care of this imaginary part. So f of z is equal to z e power I z by z square plus a square. Now consider the integral. Integral OC z e power I z by z square plus a square dz. Then according to the procedure, it is integral OC f of z dz will be equivalent to integral C1 f of z dz plus integral minus r to r f of x dx. By applying Cauchy's residue theorem, we can easily evaluate the value of this integral OC f of z dz. So for that, we need to identify the poles. Z square plus a square equal to 0. Z is equal to plus or minus ai. So out of which plus ai lies inside the contour C, and this is a simple pole. So the residue for the point ai is given by limit z tending to ai, z minus ai into z e power I z divided by z plus ai into z minus ai. Z minus ai will get cancelled, and if you apply the limit as z tending to ai, you will get the answer as e power minus a by 2. By Cauchy's residue theorem, it is 2 pi I times of sum of the residues. So this will give you the answer as pi I e power minus a. Again by the concept of Cauchy's lemma, as r approaches infinity, integral OC1 f of z dz approaches 0. Therefore, equation 1 becomes integral OC f of z dz is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity f of x dx equal to pi I e power minus a. And integral 0 to infinity x sin x x square plus a square dx will be equivalent to 1 by 2 times of minus infinity to infinity. And this is nothing but imaginary part of x e power ix. And we know the answer for this as pi I e power minus a. And this is equivalent to pi e power minus a by 2. See the next problem. Evaluate integral minus infinity to plus infinity cos x by x square plus a square into x square plus b square dx. Now by replacing x by z, we get cos z by z square plus a square into z square plus b square. Cos z is nothing but the real part of e power iz. So instead of this cos z, I am just rewriting it as e power iz. So integral over c e power iz by z square plus a square z square plus b square dz. Then by using the same formula and using the concept of Cauchy's residue and identifying the poles as plus or minus ai and plus or minus bi, plus values lies inside the contour c and negative values lies outside the contour c, and we are going to calculate the residue for ai. That is nothing but limit z tending to ai z minus ai times of e power iz divided by z plus ai into z minus ai into z square plus b square. So this is equivalent to e power minus a by 2 ai times of b square plus a square. Similarly, we are finding the residue for bi as e power minus b by 2 bi into a square minus b square. By Cauchy's residue theorem, it is 2 pi I times of sum of the residues. So after adding and simplifying, we will be getting the answer as pi by a square minus b square into e power minus b by b minus e power minus a by a. As r tends to infinity, integral over c1 tends to 0. Therefore, from equation 1, integral over c f of z dz will be equivalent to integral over minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. So, integral over minus infinity to infinity cos x by x square plus a square into x square plus b square dx will be equivalent to real part of e power ix times of this term. And we know the value of this integral as pi by a square minus b square into e power minus b by b minus e power minus a by a. Hence, the value of the integral cos divided by x square plus a square into x square plus b square is equal to pi by a square minus b square into e power minus b by b minus e power minus a by a. Now these are the tutorial problems. So here are the two problems for you to practice. You can easily solve these two problems and you can cross check with these answers. Thank you.